There was a boy who talked too much. Not because he had something to say, but because he was terrified of hearing his own thoughts. One day, he stopped talking. And what happened next broke him. Then built him. His name was Arjun. 22 years old. College dropout. No job. No direction. Every day, the same routine. Wake up late. Scroll through his phone. Watch other people living the life he wanted. His friends were loud. Always talking. Always laughing. Always distracted. And Arjun? He was the loudest of them all. He filled every moment with words. Jokes. Arguments. Complaints. Because when he stopped talking, he felt something. Emptiness. Fear. A voice inside him that whispered, "You're wasting your life." So he drowned it out. With noise. With people. With distractions. Until one night, everything changed. It was 2 a.m. Arjun sat alone in his room. His phone was dead. The house was silent. And for the first time in years, he heard it. That voice. "What are you doing with your life?" His chest tightened. He looked around. Empty energy drink cans. Unwashed clothes. A notebook he hadn't opened in months. He thought about his father. Working 12-hour shifts. Coming home exhausted. Never complaining. He thought about his younger sister. Studying hard. Chasing her dreams. And then, he thought about himself. What was he chasing? Nothing. He wasn't even running. He was just standing still. Pretending to be busy. The silence became unbearable. He grabbed his phone to charge it. To call someone. To escape. But then, he stopped. He put the phone down. And he made a decision. I'm going to stop talking for 7 days. No calls. No texts. No conversations. Just silence. His friends laughed when he told them. You? Silent? You'll break in 2 hours. But Arjun didn't care. He needed to hear what he'd been running from. Day 1 was torture. Every few minutes, he wanted to speak. To joke. To distract himself. But he didn't. Day 2, his mind started screaming at him. You're lazy. You're weak. You're wasting time. He wanted to argue back. To defend himself. But he couldn't. So he just listened. Day 3, something shifted. The noise in his head began to quiet. And in that silence, he saw something. A memory. He was 10 years old. Sitting with his grandfather. His grandfather was a farmer. A man of few words. One evening, young Arjun asked him, "Grandpa, why don't you talk much?" His grandfather smiled and pointed to a tree. See that tree? It doesn't make noise. But it gives shade. It gives fruit. It stands strong. Noise is easy, beta. Strength is silent. Arjun had forgotten that moment. But now, in his own silence, he understood. He wasn't weak because he was quiet. He was weak because he never listened to himself. Day 5. Arjun woke up early. Not because he had to. But because he wanted to. He opened that old notebook. He started writing. Not motivational quotes. Not borrowed wisdom. His own thoughts. His own pain. His own truth. I'd been running from discipline because I thought it would hurt. But laziness hurts more. It just hurts slowly. He realized something powerful. Every time he filled his day with noise, he was avoiding responsibility. Every time he joked his way out of a serious conversation, he was avoiding growth. Every time he said, "I'll do it tomorrow," he was choosing comfort over identity. Silence didn't make him weak. Silence made him aware. And awareness was the first step to change. By day 7, Arjun wasn't the same person. He didn't talk less because he had nothing to say. He talked less because he finally knew what mattered. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your mind is noisy because you're avoiding something. You fill your life with distractions because silence is uncomfortable. But that discomfort? That's not your enemy. That's your teacher. When you stop running from silence, you start hearing your truth. And your truth will tell you what you need to fix, what you need to let go, what you need to become. Discipline doesn't start with action. It starts with awareness. And awareness only comes in silence. Arjun didn't become successful in 7 days. But he became clear. And clarity is the foundation of everything that comes next. Today, Arjun still chooses silence. Not because he's afraid to speak, but because he knows the power of listening to himself. He works on his goals. He builds his future. He doesn't waste time defending his laziness. Because he learned. Noise is easy. Strength is silent. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat in silence? Not scrolling. Not distracted. Just you and your thoughts. It's uncomfortable. I know. But that discomfort? That's where your real life begins. If this story touched you, hit like. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe for more stories that awaken the warrior inside you. See you in the next one.